Second time is good timing. Anyway, Coach Catfish the other day talked to you about something. I thought it was right important. Cause this is called the son of the Sioux. The son of the Sioux, the order to the warfare. The order to the warfare. As opposed to the suck of the Sioux was the art of losing. The art of losing. Whatever you losing. Cause what Coach Catfish learned many years ago, and after studying Sun Sue, what I finally understood is war is not about uniformitarianism. War is one of them things that honestly has to do with the religion. The people of this here world worship that, and they worship at the altar of evolution. The evolution say, the strongest thing is going to survive. It has nothing to do with ideology. Nobody ever told sea anemone or some kind of coleanther or some other kind of lost critter that it should think about what it's doing to obtain its niche. Cause if you're obtaining your niche, you may have an itch and you may be a snitch. But the art of war. War! The art of war. The art of war means, hell, sucker, it is not exactly something that's a science, but it's near science. Because you paint the battlefield. You paint this here. You understand that there. You got the psychologists and the psychologists of what it is to have warfare. Now, Coach Catfish has been studying history for a long time, and what I'd always seen is, hell, when you go, going back to the Bible days, and Coach Catfish every day is Bible days, they have very specific purposes for what they did for the war, and what this one here did for the war. And when you look at history, war was something that you came in and you either dispatched the entirety, or somehow you moved some of them in here and some of them in now, like what happened with various and sundry cultures when they decided not just kill everybody, just mix them up and get them to work with each other and change their language and change their ideas. Now, with modern things of the internet and all that kind of stuff, information is available all at once, and it can be just you take the information and, like making bread, you just build you some leaven into the bread. Anyway, well, Coach Catfish is just looking at the human being, the people snack, from the man to the monkey, and the man got funky. From the monkey to the man gets out of hand. What the hell you do with a man? Well, he goes to war, and that's what back in the past days, that's how the world was moved along. It was just moved along with the whacking and the hacking. Coach Catfish believes in the samurai, samurai Coach Catfish, and I would bring my big old knife up here, but the sucker's down now, and I do not feel like reaching down, because if I did, Sun Sue say, you're wasting your energy reaching around. Excuse me, I had garlics and rice and beans this morning for breakfast. How many people eats rice, beans, and garlic for breakfast? The Coach Catfish people do. Anyway, what we're saying is, you either got the art of war, where you go in and you're winning something, and that was the son of Sioux, or you got what Coach Catfish has discovered, it's the suck Sioux. The suck Sioux is the art of not winning the war, but protracting it and making as much money as you possibly can off the what happens with the war. I mean, after a certain point, hell, you can come up with some prosthetics, because when people lose their limbs and stuff, they need a prosthetic. So I can see, it's just like they said on The Fifth Element, when the Zorn man was saying, we just need to break a few glasses. And you see, once we break some glasses, then this little machine come out here and it does this thing, and that little machine does what it do, and there's a daddy and a mama that design them little suckers, and they come out and they take care of their little bitty babies and stuff. Cause you just gotta break some eggs, sucker, to have some prosperity. Is that true? Is that true? Well, Coach Catfish finally understood that what we're dealing with is, once you get the human brain and ideologies and imagination all up and stuff, and you get away from a foundation of something, then the hell, it just becomes a legal construct to where you You must have, they do this to you, you do this to them. They do that to you, you do this to them. It's like being on the football field. Except on the football field, well, people make lots of money, and people in the stands, they don't get hurt. When it comes to war, the people in the stands are in the same danger that the people out of town on the field is. And that is a conundrum we done got ourselves into. Coach Catfish understands humanity, understands mercy, and also understands the bottom line. Follow the money sucker. That's why Coach Catfish got this here share the field thing on, so I can stutter flood out of here. It's very, very uncomfortable when you have to talk about reality or something, because you see, your whole race and society is not paying attention to the art of war. Got something in my eye. The art of war. Colonel McGregor, help me, Colonel McGregor. You can help me with the art of war. So, what I see, 6, 10, 11, yes, that is another number. We have moved into a situation with the concept of there is no art of war. It's just the art of boo-boo. It's the art of propaganda. It's the art of how can we just sustain this here thing? Cause is a uniformitarian perspective. How can we keep everything the same? That doesn't happen in an astable system like the human being associated with reality. It is quite stable. And the thing is, if you worship at the altar, well, there is no God. There's only stanzas and Costanzas. You know, Jerry to say, George, you got some issues because you can't stand you. No, Coach Catfish is just going off on a tangent. 617. Yes, the lizard needs to be bumped, but I'm not at the hump yet. So, all I'm trying to say is you got the Sun Sue. It tells you all of what to do to win against an opponent, to win against the enemy, to actually take the strength of the enemy and turn it against him and win the war. The war. I got something in my eye. I may be the Scotch Irish, but the eye wants to tend to the side because I got something in it. Gotta be paid 3 times because I may have to get a new eye. Anyway, them suckers are expensive. But what it was, when you study and follow the Sun Sue, it just means you do stuff and you say stuff and you fight limited this and limited that, and next thing you know, you collapse in economies and the world's in this here shape, and instead of just get the shit over with, you protract it, and somebody makes large amounts of money. Geopolitically and neoclitically. You cut that sucker off and there will be no feeling. Anyway, the clitically is the politically, and we got to get back to some stability. How do we do that? Foundation. Coach Catfish just don't see the foundation being something that anyone is seeking. They geeking, and they got the thing in the eye, and they looking for another thing here. Instead of just looking into the heart of the matter. The human heart. It's where we got to start. Forgiveness is the answer where we all must begin. So who's your hero? Does he chase some silly ball? Does she bear her breasts in some big fancy car? The only superstar in this whole human race. We hung him on a cross, put thorns to his face. You know who he is. So go to your art of war, go to your Sun Sue, or go to your sucker Sue. Because the end for man is the same. I can't say who's to blame. Coach Catfish out of here. Preparation day. 9:30. Your face is dirty.